How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great day. Interesting. Just getting back from Las Vegas, and it's been a while since I've had a rant. And I just wanted to go into this rant. Get my filters good. There we go. Just want to go into this rant about Las Vegas and vacation at the same time. So first, I believe if you're about your business, no matter whether you're an employee or you're a business owner, I think it still behooves you to not only enjoy life and have fun, because I did do that, but it still behooves you to still think about every aspect of how can you learn something, one, and then two, how you can profit off of something. That's another way of looking at certain things in life. And I say that is because I remember one of my favorite YouTubers, author, businessman, Jason Black, he said he's not the best person to go on vacation with because he's not just going to sit on the beach and, drink pina coladas and whatnot or just party and party and party. He goes on vacation. He's going to be about his business, check up on certain things, learn something, listen to something, read something, etc. And I feel like I'm the same way. I actually used to feel like I was a weirdo. When I first started going on vacation, I wasn't like that, but I evolved into doing that, going on vacation five for the last 4 or 5 years now because it's like, okay, because I don't want to always start from, a lot of people when they get back from vacation, they're starting from ground zero. They spent a significant amount of their savings. They build up their credit card bill in a big, big way. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with having good times, nothing wrong with having fun. But a lot of people have done that, and they start from square one. They got to go back to work or back to their business, and they're starting up their savings accounts again, trying to contribute to their savings accounts, or trying to pay off their debt, and they're starting like because we all need to get away from the mundane day to day grind. That's why vacation is essential. I'm not knocking because I go on this. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here, but one aspect, I think this is the first time I've gone to Las Vegas, and it wasn't all about just seeing shows, playing slots, because I don't do nothing outside of that because I'm not a poker player or anything of that nature. Um, but it was more about just looking at everything from a business aspect, and not only that, because when you get to Las Vegas, you're going to spend money regardless of the situation. You can find the cheapest hotel because a lot of people to save money they will find that the hotels that are might be on the strip or away from the Las Vegas strip, but they're like a Motel 6. There's nothing wrong with staying in a Motel 6 because I've stayed at plenty of them. But obviously to get food, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to have a refrigerator because they want you to go out on the economy and spend money on the restaurants. The vending machines, list goes on and on. And you say, oh, I'll save money by not having a rental car. You're going to pay either way because either you're going to walk. That's one way to save money. But if you want to leave the strip eventually because you'll get bored, because I was there for about a week, so you're going to use an Airbnb. I mean, use an Uber. You're going to use a cab and whatnot. And a lot of people they'll go in groups just to save some money, which is a smart thing to do as well. I saw a lot of people out there in big groups. There's nothing wrong with that. But one thing that I got to take into consideration is, I went to two kinds of restaurants. I went to the quote unquote high end restaurants, which the food was great and service was 10 times better. And then I went to the regular because you have regular spaces there in Vegas where you can just it looks like a food court in a mall where it has your some mom and pop places, fast food joints, and then you have the regular, fast food joints that are mostly native to the West Coast. So you just have a regular Wendy's or a McDonald's and whatnot. You still pay a little bit extra because it's on the strip, and any and everything on the strip is going to cost you way more money. But the moral of the story is, I remember hearing this statement saying that if you, one way or another, you're going to pay for access, well, no matter what the situation may be, access to capital, access to relationships, which is to me and just another form of, they call it social capital, but you're going to pay one way or the other. And I noticed the difference with when I was at the high end restaurants, the conversations that were taking place 50 to 60% of the time. Because I like to listen to people that look quote unquote look like high rollers, might not even look like a high roller, because that's the one thing about when you go down, to me, when you go down south into the West Coast, a person could just be in t-shirts and shorts and some sandals, but the conversations that they have are phenomenal. They're just mind blowing. like people have to pay a certain amount of money to get to a certain amount of events because they to get access to certain people. Like I'll use Tony Robbins as an example. EYL University. I think yesterday or Monday they had their Invest Fest. Things of that nature. Um, the Black Business School, Dr. Royce Watkins, Damon Johns, Grant Cardone, people like that. They have major events. Tony Robbins, I think I mentioned that already. But so many people. There's so many people that have these investment events, and even nowadays they have them online. But a lot of times you still got to pay to get access to them. Most of the content they put out there, that's just the feelers, like the Rich Dad Poor Dad. The Robert Kiyosaki's. They have their brand, they have their events, things of that nature. But the point of what I'm really trying to get at is there's so much more to Las Vegas and just partying and getting drunk, and wilding out and doing so many crazy things. Because I was listening to these two business people. They were sitting right next to me while I was having lunch or brunch or whatever you want to call it, and I was listening to them talking about the different kind of events that they're having, whether it's virtual events or people have in-person events and things of that nature. Especially now, given the fact that Las Vegas has a team. They got the Raiders now. It used to be the L.A. Raiders, used to be the Oakland Raiders. Now they're the Las Vegas Raiders. Black and silver. But anyways, and it's my first time going to Vegas, back to Vegas, seeing this new stadium, seeing the training camp, and it's phenomenal. And obviously, the stadium's going to be utilized. It's being utilized for more than just football games because that's just not how business works. So the people that own the stadium or the owners, the owners of that specific stadium and whatnot, I believe it's T-Mobile Stadium. If I'm not correct. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But anyways, the amount of events that are taking place there, even off season. And these individuals will having a discussion, having regular bunch. It was about 11 o'clock in the mornings, Las Vegas time, Pacific Standard Time, and they were having a long, in-depth discussion in regards to the amount of events that were going to take place for the year of 2022, and how much revenue how much revenue that they were going to bring in, how much revenue they knew they're going to might maybe take a loss if the economy worsens due to Delta variant of the virus and whatnot. So these are all predictions. I'm not giving out no medical advice or no financial advice. I'm just talking about this conversation. But and then the fact that they were talking about, well, if these specific events don't take place, here's a penalty of certain they call them their clients, because essentially they are the clients, but the certain aspects of their clients do not perform due to the specific contracts, then they will still have to pay the specific fine. And they have other clients that are on a waiting list to book events for this specific area. So not only will they still make the profits and whatnot, but they will get an increase in profit if people decide to back out and whatnot. So it's kind of a win-win situation, because the revenue is projected on this, but if certain people don't come out to the event, then the revenue may uptick depending on the situation of the events. And then after the conversation was done, they were like, okay, so what are we doing tonight? And it was just like, he's like, yeah, we're gonna hit up this specific club. We got VIP, blah 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 blah. And I just love the fact that it just shows, because this is the majority of the time when people get on social media and they're posting, hot girl summer, get turned up, you only live once, living my best life, YOLO, blah, 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 all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with having fun. Like I said, I'm not knocking having fun. But what I am saying is, why not do both? And I know the kind of conversation, whether they knew I was listening or not is irrelevant, but I know usually those kind of conversations happen a lot more. But they not only happen a lot more, but they happen when you are associated with people and know people that are involved in these certain different businesses. I noticed these conversations taking place as I landed in Las Vegas. I noticed these kind of conversations were taking place as I left Las Vegas, because most people that are going to Las Vegas are going to party and they're going to have a good time. I get it. That's the basis of the economy. Nothing wrong with that. But if you sit back and listen certain times, especially when somebody lands into town and whatnot, they're usually on the phone with a business partner or on the phone with a client, things of that nature. One gentleman was like, yeah, I'm just getting back from Washington, D.C., He's like, yeah, we closed a couple of mergers and acquisition deals and whatnot. Now that I'm getting back, I heard you wanted to hire these X amount of people for our company. I trust your judgment. Just et cetera and so forth. Like the people getting off the plane, a lot of them were not, tourists and whatnot. He lived there. This gentleman that sat next to me, and I got to listen to his cell phone conversation. I'm nosy, but when a subject matter piques my interest, I want to listen to it. So at the end of the day, the moral of my rant today is don't look at everything as an opportunity to just party and, escape. Sometimes look at a situation where you can learn something and whatnot. Hey, maybe even be able to build a relationship with a certain amount of people. That's really where I come back from Las Vegas, and that's my mindset. I'm not coming back. I'm like, oh man, I did all this fun stuff, and reflecting on that. I really truly reflecting on the conversations that I had, the conversations that I heard, and the people that I met from a fun aspect, but the conversations grew, more so when I found out, oh, you're in this specific business. Oh, we do, I'm doing the same thing. Or you're a content creator as well. So am I. Would you want to be on my podcast or, my channel, or maybe I can be on your channel? We can discuss such and such and such. Oh, you've never been to this area before? Well, this is where you should check out if you're going, And it was much more than just, yeah, we're in Vegas. Let's get drunk. Let's get stupid. No, it's way bigger than that. Okay. So Las Vegas is way more than just partying and having a good time. Think on that. Do the great thing for things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money move so you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care.